you can say that. So there should be a mutual agreement between these two people on various performance measurements and review processes. So what are the objectives of this unit? This unit will help us to understand the meaning of performance analysis and also gives us objectives and importance of performance analysis and also gives us insights into performance review discussion process and conditions for effective performance review discussion. And also it will be able to give us implementation, implement the knowledge gained by you in the organization, how you can use this knowledge while you're actually working in your organization. Let us start by understanding performance analysis with a definition. It's a process of identifying various factors that contribute or hamper performance of employees. The most important element or the key element is performance appraisal. Performance analysis is a technique of studying or comparing the performance of specific situation in contrast to the objectives and and or or at executed. And this will help to review an employee's contribution towards objective, towards project or assignment. So this involves recognizing the competencies required to carry out carry out the objectives or to reach the objectives or to achieve the objectives or to execute efficiency, execute the task uh, required efficiency and determining the extent to which the task has been performed, analyzing the factors responsible for good or poor performance. Then it helps in evaluating them into ability, motivational and organizational support factors. Performance analysis constitute the basis for appraising employees. Of course, the rating system can be used, performance review discussions, and identification of development needs and action plans. An effective performance analysis becomes a strong foundation in the form of improving performance, thereby ensuring performance improvement. The basic performance equation is explained by, you know, ability into multiplied by motivation multiplied by organizational support plus or minus change factors. Whatever the factors uh, uh, will all change from time to time. They can be included or excluded. Right. So this equation indicates that performance of an individual is a function of his ability multiplied by his interest and motivation to perform the job and the support he gets from the organization to do the job. It is also moderated by chance or environmental factors, which can be either positive or negative. This is one of the definition given by Mr. Rao in 2014, according to the material provided for you. Right. What are the objectives of performance analysis? To determine first, uh, we need to identify facilitating factors or determine the facilitating factors. Okay, what are facilitating factors here? Which enables the employee to perform better. Okay, so individual's knowledge on an indicator of performance, ability to adjust his performance frequently as per the required change, clarity of policy of performance appraisal. Next one is support from boss or the superiors and training on performance enhancement. These are the determinants which facilitate performance analysis. There are some factors which actually hinder performance analysis. Poor understanding of communication, low rewards, unhealthy non-monetary incentives, lack of clarity in the guidelines, frequent changes in the performance indicators. These are the some of the blocks or hindering factors for performance analysis. The third one is under, to understand collaborative factors. Factors under the control of appraiser, and the organization. So these are the three parties involved in this process of performance analysis. Subordinate, superior, and the organization, or you can say appraiser, and the organization. So it includes frequent training to develop ability to communicate, develop interpersonal understanding on various performance indicators within the control of the organization. Developing interpersonal skills to deal with subordinates is in the control of appraiser. Choosing in performance indicator results in the change of production technology is outside the control of appraiser. So from this, we need to understand that there are certain factors which are within the control, and some are not under the control either of appraisee or appraiser or with the organization. So to determine developmental needs, this is another objective of performance analysis. Determining developmental needs. Superior performance is possible only with determining and understanding and addressing the developmental needs of appraisee and appraiser. So there must be some gaps, and these gaps should be identified and developed, of course. Additional knowledge and skills to be acquired should be identified. Developing a positive attitude among the people, among the employees across the organization, and determine productivity goals. This will help them to understand developmental needs. Next objective is to gain interpersonal understanding. To gain interpersonal understanding. This gives a better insights of appraisal. What is his role or role requirements, the situation in which he is working, and communicating the expectations. So this is very important. Communicating the expectations is the key. All this will help appraisee to put maximum efforts to improve the performance. Next, we look into facilitating factors to enhance the performance of an employee. So broadly, these factors are classified or divided into or categorized into 5 groups. There are certain personal factors for each and every individual involved. which varies from person to person. These personal factors includes, of course, we know they are individuals mm, and every individual is unique and their ideology is different. And these personal factors are purely personal in nature and they're individual related. Their knowledge levels, their experience, hard work, skills, behavior. These are some of these personal factors which influence their performance. There will be some employees who can design their own strategy for performance. It's not necessary they need total guidance or partial guidance. With their knowledge and experience and expertise, they'll be able to design their own performance strategies. There comes is appraiser factors. Appraiser or the reporting officer is superior, obviously. So the qualities or the factors which are there in appraiser also going to facilitate performance. Okay. Say for example, if you have a boss with a good understanding of his subordinates, are very kind, are very helpful. Obviously, the subordinates are comfortable going to him to clarify the doubts or asking for support or asking for help. That will create a very uh, um, amicable environment and that will enhance the employee's performance. Okay. Not only that, when appraiser is able to make is have the ability to make decisions. When he is able to make a quick decision, this will help his team members too. Factors like quick decision making ability by the appraiser, good coordination among the team members, by the appraiser. Easy. We know that nowadays many companies are following open door policy. Like any employee can go and talk to his boss uh, at any time. Uh, Open door policies are practiced by many of the companies nowadays. Easy accessibility will help the team members to deliver a better performance. And of course, the supporting boss. When a boss is able to support or a manager is able to support um, his subordinates, the team members or the appraisees uh, will be able to deliver uh, better performance. These are some of the appraiser factors. Let us look into appraisee factors. Okay, poor comprehension. Sorry, appraisee factors. Say, for example, if you take Japan. Japan is considered uh, Japanese culture, work culture is considered as a very, uh, very good one, and they're very good, very, very good actually. I mean, they're very punctual, they're kind, considerate. They first build the relation before they start doing the business. One, they take long to build the relation with the parties in partners are with the parties involved in business deals. They love to have a long term relationship. Uh, uh, That's their culture. They give much more importance to respect and respecting the people who all are involved. They are considered as very punctual when compared to, you know, unfortunately, our Indian culture. So, these kind of factors are going to help uh, improve the productivity. Okay. So, cooperation, punctuality, high competency, quick understanding, organized culture, positive attitude, good communication. These are some of the factors which will improve or which will facilitate or enhance the performance in the organization uh, from a pricey point of view. And there are some organization factors. Say, for example, if you take a look into organization culture of Infosys, uh, they have established an excellent culture within the organization, like having wearing ID cards or tags, being punctual, attending meetings without fail, taking the responsibilities. Likewise, not only that, there are some companies which give freedom to the employees. Uh, they provide eatables or snacks, or they they provide comfortable seating places with air condition. Uh, mm, some companies are encouraging their employees to participate in sports and games. Sometimes in gym, they can spend time. Some companies are allowing to bring their pets to the office. Likewise, crutches. All these are the organizational factors which will help to encourage employees to perform better. Okay. So ultimately, we can summarize all these things in as a good working environmental factors. Healthy policies and processes, work policies and processes in the organization, open climate and good culture. These are some of the factors. There are so many other factors which will enable the employees to enhance their performance. Okay, with regards to organization. And there are certain external factors which are also help in enhancing performance, right? Uh, for example, these factors external, when we say external factors which are not under the control of the organization, probably factors like uh, government policies, procedures. For example, the best example, when Government of India uh, changed their government policies towards foreign direct investment. Uh, there were so many so much of positive response from working class. Many of the bankers especially in banking sector, they were very happy to take voluntary retirement uh, under the policy of golden shake, and then they joined in private sector banks with the high pays and okay. And many Indian multinational companies were able to start their branches or they established their factories in India when government uh, minimized restrictions, okay, or minimized restrictions for the entry of foreign countries into India. Okay? So these kind of factors which are not under the control of company or organization, which are external, still they will be able to enhance the performance of the organization. So these are all. facilitating factors. So not only facilitating factors, we also need to look into factors which will hinder or inhibit the performance, which will not allow the employees to perform better. Okay. Again, these factors, inhibiting factors, were also classified or grouped under uh, five categories, which includes personal factors, appraisal factors, appraiser factors, organization factors, and external factors. Okay. Personal factors. Personal factors includes the thinking thinking of the employee, the way they think, the way they pursue. Sorry, the way they think, the way they understand uh, the intelligence levels of the individuals. Their personal problems also come into picture, which may not um, support to deliver the expected performance. Okay, and poor competency levels, problem of communication, uh, lack of ability to listen and understand, emotional instability, personal habits. These are some of the personal factors which will inhibit delivering a better performance or enhancing the existing performance. Okay. Uh, there are appraiser factors, appraiser or reporting officer, fa- factors related to reporting officers. Okay. Uh, for example, if there is an employee, a boss or a superior, who is very hardworking but not able to remember the things and little confused and little forgetful, this may lead to poor performance of that boss or superior. But still, he is a hardworking guy. Still, he will be not able. He will not be able to deliver a better performance. Okay. In case of ambiguous goals, when goals of individual employees not matching with the goals of the organization, ambiguous goals, that also leads to low performance. That inhibits the performance of the employees. And lack of accessibility, lack of proper guidance. These are some of the factors which will uh, avoid better performance. Let's look into appraisal factors. Appraisal factors includes poor comprehension, too much of dependency on higher authorities or superiors, absenteeism, lack of support, poor compatibility, and poor decision making ability, lack of integrity. So these are the factors which will stop the higher, better performance. Organizational factors includes change in top management. Say, for example, if the directors of the company changes frequently or with a very short period of time, frequently, every new director will come and propose certain new policies and new processes. They introduce new rules and regulations. Uh, if it happens frequently, obviously the employees were not able to perform better because there will be confusion among the top management, among the superiors. Uh, uh, they miss the clarity of policies and clarity on policies and processes because of the frequent changes that might inhibit the performance. So rigid processes, stringent and rigid processes also will 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 not will lead to low performance levels. Okay. Bureaucratic policies, inadequate communication and control systems, poor incentive systems. These are some of the organizational factors which will stop employees delivering better performance. Let's look into some of the external factors which will inhibit the performance uh, of employees. Okay, highly volatile external environments of business leaves uncertainty in the organization. Say, for example, the current situation in the world. Okay, uh, everybody is presuming that 2025 is going to face lots of challenges. Every economy is going to face a recession. So obviously, this is an external factor. This is going to create uncertainty within the sudden changes in the economy and the political climate, government policies, procedures, all these factors attributes a poor performance of the inhibiting factors in analysis. What we are going to gain out of this performance analysis, what organizations are going to gain out. This analysis will help in understanding the achievements of the appraisee, his failures, and the factors contributing to the achievements and the failures. So we'll have a clear cut idea what an employee, how he's under what factors ever better, under which conditions he or she is not able to deliver or failing to perform better. This kind of clarity will be gained by performance analysis. Okay? Not only that, it provides motivation to subordinates can get motivated by looking at the people with a better performance. Okay, they can adopt those factors which are helping the other employees who are delivering the benefit to evaluate by themselves. Self-evaluation is possible. And when an employee does this self-evaluation, there is always a scope for rectifying the defects. Okay. To understand the difficulties experienced by the appraisees, this also gives an opportunity to understand what all the difficulties experienced by the appraisees. Not only that, superior can work on eliminating or mitigating such difficulties to make appraisee work better. And not this analysis will help uh, in counseling and identifying developing needs, and also to prepare a plan of action for improving performance, and also to identify objectives and process required to achieve planned performance, and also to effectively design and develop talent management initiatives. This analysis will be a great help. And this analysis is going to identify gaps in the required competencies. Of course, when gaps are identified, it enables to develop some kind of training or some kind of educational program or learning strategies to fulfill these gaps. Obviously, the competency development activities can be planned with the help of performance analysis. It provides opportunity to analyze employees' performance. These are some of the benefits of performance and analysis, right? With the help of this report or with the help of this analysis, the managers are able to take uh, action action plans or a plan of action for the better performance. Okay. But how to start these review discussions? This is very crucial part. Giving feedback is very challenging thing. Okay. Performance review discussions are very important. Okay. Oh, they're uh, we can earlier we used to call them as performance counseling. Okay. This is a very dynamic process. Changes from person to person. Each and every individual have a different performance review. The discussion is dynamic. Okay. Of course, the discussion takes place between the appraiser and appraisee. Okay. Or put it in a simple word, the boss and subordinate, and the manager and the subordinate are among the team members by the superior. Okay. Now, so this can be defined. Counseling can be defined as the help provided by the manager to his subordinates in analyzing their performance and other job behaviors in order to increase their job effectiveness. So there are very few key aspects here. It's a it's a help or the support given by the manager to the subordinate. This support will help analyzing performance and behavior at the job. All these will lead to enhancing or increasing effectiveness at job. So, what are the objectives of this performance review discussion? Why performance review discussions has to be carried out? Okay, is to help appraisee to actualize his potential by assisting him by leveraging his to overcome his weaknesses, and also helps to understand the environment better. Increasing appraisal personnel and interpersonal effectiveness. Sharing perceptions. Shared perceptions. Like what, when, where, how, and why on important events and activities during the period of review, and the progress made on the performance plan. So these can be shared when these discussions are taking place. What to do, when to do, how to do, and when to achieve this deadline, to achieve this target. All this can be said. Okay. This review discussions encourages the appraisee to set goals for further improvement and also takes up recurring and persistent problems and explains explore ways of addressing them so that they do not cause hurdle in executing the action. Not only that, these discussions are going to help and create an empathetic atmosphere to share and discuss appraisee concerns, problems, and tensions. Employees might have their own tensions, okay, problems. So these discussions are going to help them to to ease the situation, to make the situation uh, comfortable, so that the both the parties can work on betterment of the performance. Helps to develop various action plans to deal with the problem areas to the possible extent. These discussions are going to review appraisal progress in achieving various objectives. Share not only that, it is an opportunity to share other concerns or thoughts that may improve task effectiveness and performance of the appraisee in line with the context. But how to carry out these specific performance review discussions? Yes, there is a standard process, but this can be defined based on the needs of the organization. Of course, it can be altered or redesigned based on the requirements of the current situation. But broadly speaking, there are four stages in the process of performance review discussion. Each stage is relevant to make appraisee understand himself and think about the ways and means providing this improving its performance. So the first stage is preparations. Both appraiser and appraisee should set, okay, then prepare and efforts spent by the both have long and very important, very significant and point of view. Setting day, time, and venue of the discussion will help. It avoids the lag. It avoids uncertainty. Okay. Then listening to the achievements of listening to the achievements to appropriate listening the achievements to appreciate. Well, appreciation is very important. Alternate is delivering, achieving a certain goal, delivering a better performance, recognizing his better performance or goal should be appreciated. But here, appreciation should be carried out in front of everybody. It should be done in front of everyone. But if you are giving a negative feedback or correcting an employee, that should be done in one-on-one sessions, not in front of everyone. Okay. And hindrance that is must be addressed. If 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 any hindrances are there for a uh, for the for a better performance or higher performance, there are blocks discussion process. Okay. And the whole structure of the discussion has to be finalized even uh, before you meeting the person or sitting for the discussion and asking questions. We need to list the questions in advance. Listing the questions to be asked has to be prepared before. And prioritizing a draft, preparing a draft of resolution of discussion and agreement on these points has to be prepared. Whatever the discussion, whatever the points we agreed, disagreed on during the process of discussion has to be documented. From a pricing point of view, from a pricing point of view, there should be so there is a procedure to be followed. Just give me a second. So, from a pricey point of view, also we need to make all these kinds of preparation before sitting for the discussion. Next is physical environment. The, the, the place you select or you choose uh, for meeting is also very important. Having a private room without any disturbance, okay, proper furnishing, air conditioning, all the physical environment for the discussion. Enhancing, uh, all these will enhance uh, or aid in discussion process. Ensuring confidentiality. Confidentiality is the key for people to open up and share their thoughts and ideas. So, confidential discussion. Of course, snacks or something like that will help to create a friendly atmosphere or create friendly environment uh, for the meeting, for the discussion. Once preparation is over, building the rapport. Rapport building is very important. You need to build the trust uh, between these two parties involved. Unless trust is built, they won't open up, they won't openly discuss the problems and challenges related to performance. So, establishing an interpersonal environment of trust and mutual relationship is very crucial. Opening remarks to keep appraiser at ease and comfort. Start with appreciation on achievements. Don't directly start with their areas of improvement, right? So obviously, this discussion should start with the achievements, what all they achieved from past 3 months, quarterly, half yearly, or whatever the time period you set in the previous meeting. Okay. Um, then put off all electronic gadgets devices in a silent mode or switched off or whatever, so that you won't be get disturbed. And most important aspect here is body language. Lean forward to indicate effective listening. When it that gives an impression that the other person is listening very carefully. So it is important to listen carefully what the other party is saying. So lean forward while sitting to listen to the opposite person. The next key factor is eye contact. Okay, establish eye contact while speaking to the other person. This will give. This is very key for the successful communication. Display a positive body language. Be a agreeable to appropriate points. You don't create an image um, that whatever the point other person raises is not agreed by or not considered by the opposite party. You don't want to create that kind of uh, impression. So you need to create an impression that the positive good points can be taken into consideration. So open-mindedness is very, very important. Okay. So this is how you will develop a rapport with the person before you start the discussion on performance. Okay. First step is preparation. Both the parties has to prepare. The pricey and the appraiser both have to prepare, come up with the points, need to have a discussion, structure of the discussion. Then building that rapport, creating a positive environment for the discussion. Next step is exploration. Third step is exploration. So this exploration involves identifying problem. What is the major problem stopping an person to deliver effective performance? Okay, so this is very crucial. So once problem is identified appropriately, solving the problem will be very, very easy. Most of the times in the businesses, identifying the problem in the right way is actually the problem. We fail, people fail in identifying the problem. We beat around the bush. Okay. So it is important for both the parties to identify the problem for not able to deliver the, the outputs effectively or the outcomes what is expected from them. Okay. Once identified, it is also important to arrive at a mutual agreement. Okay. On what to do. What is the course of action to improve this performance? Okay. So arriving at a mutually agreeable course of action for enhancing performance and making employee to assure ownership of the act. So for taking accountability. Accountability is very so making person is accountable for his or her actions. It is important to have a meaningful discussion in an environment of friendly, bureaucratic approach. We need to go with. Hello. Don't judge the situation. I mean, like, judge the person. You need to have a proper judgment. Uh, give a constructive feedback, constructive criticism, right? Uh, all these will help to conduct this exploration stage, to go through this exploration stage smoothly. Final stage is putting into action stage. Planning of performance improvement shall be address specific performance objectives, searching alternatives, identifying training needs, evaluating the alternatives according to the past, according to the set of parameters of performance, selecting the best course of action to be followed. Right? So action stage includes appraise on all important points discussed, ensure all communications are understood correctly, if not, make appropriate corrections, reiterate on an agreement on performance, clarify on action plan, agreed, again, appreciate for the healthy discussion, close the discussion with a positive note, and extend sorry even if one is not wrong, and offer refreshments and thank for the time and participation. This is the right way to conduct performance review discussion. So, 4 steps: preparation, which includes appraisal point of preparation from appraisal point, preparation from appraiser, creating a proper physical environment. The two includes rapport development, developing a good rapport between the two parties involved. Third step includes exploration, and fourth step is action. These are the 4 steps, the process of performance review discussion. So I think we'll stop here for today and continue the class tomorrow. Thank you very much. See you in tomorrow's class.